Hey guys, Marstingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so the upcoming Dragon Ball Heroes collab celebration is still hot topic in the community. People love to talk about and speculate what is going to be going on for Heroes, what sort of units we're going to be getting, who's going to be getting their awakenings, all that kind of stuff. So in a recent video, I did talk about the fact that I am going to be making another one of my videos that I've done two of in the past now, where I ask a bunch of other Dokkan YouTubers to create a custom celebration, and I am going to be doing one of those for Heroes. Also, we will have an upcoming episode of Fan Creation Friday be centered around Heroes as well. So if you guys want to create your own custom Heroes card, make sure you are a member of the Discord. It's not going to be the theme for this week's episode, but closer to November when the hero stuff is going to come out, that is definitely going to be a theme for a future episode. But I did mention in a previous video that this sort of stuff was coming, but also that I don't normally take part when I do those videos where I get a bunch of other YouTubers to create a custom celebration. Those take a while to make and the videos end up being fairly long, so I don't normally put my own custom one in there. But I have talked about in the past how I would very much love to see a Super Saiyan 3 themed Heroes celebration, and I did mention in a previous video that if you guys were interested, I would make a video going over how I would make a custom Super Saiyan 3 themed Heroes celebration. And I had a few people in the comments and over on Twitter and stuff like that tell me that they would be interested in seeing that. So yeah, here we are, this is the video. So here we have the Super Saiyan 3 category up on the screen. In the past, those of you who've been around the channel for a long time, like I've said back in the day, this at one point was one of my favourite categories in the game. It was probably back around the time that LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku came out and was, I think, at the time he released, I think he was the hardest hitting unit in the game. If you had like his best rotation, got his full 24 key super, he was one of the hardest hitting units in the game. I really liked this team. Obviously, Heroes introduced a nice little buff by adding in like the Super Saiyan 3 Team Gotenks, Super Saiyan 3 Trunks, Super Saiyan 3 Gohan. Then later on we got the Super Saiyan 3 Xeno Goku and Xeno Vegeta. Some of these units, like the Xeno Goku, even to this day are still pretty useful in some events. But unfortunately, Super Saiyan 3 has kind of dropped off a little bit. It hasn't had any major buffs in a long time. I mean, the Easy A for transforming Goku, I guess, is technically a buff for the Super Saiyan 3 team, even though he's not really a Super Saiyan 3 unit, even though he's on the category. Int Gotenks being released was a nice big buff, but obviously he doesn't even become a Super Saiyan 3 until at least like turn 7, and then the same can be said about the Int Super Saiyan 2 Angel Goku that transforms into Super Saiyan 3. Obviously he becomes Super Saiyan 3 a little bit earlier on, but there's a lot of these most recent buffed units. In fact, all three that we've mentioned are not even Super Saiyan 3 like at the start of the event. So I would love to see this category get a load of buffs, and so Heroes is the perfect opportunity for us to do that. So to start off with, we've got to talk about who are the new units going to be that would release for a Heroes celebration. I'm going to focus on the four main ones that fit the Super Saiyan 3 theme, because if you remember last year we had the Super Saiyan 4 theme, we had 4 new Super Saiyan 4s release, but then the banner did also have other side units like the Demon Goddess Toa, the new Demigura, Dabura. So obviously this banner would have some other side units as well, and those could be literally anything. Like we could see units like Hearts, the Eye Patch Zamasu, Golden Metal Cooler, all that kind of stuff. I'm only going to focus on the main ones for the theme, and so going along with the same as last year, we're going to have 4 new units. So we are going to have 2 main headline units. Last year, you would obviously consider Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta was the main headline unit, but Super Saiyan 4 Broly, who came out as well, did awaken with the medals from the Vegeta event and obviously got Fierce Battle. So you could almost argue that they were like the 2 main units. But the 2 big units for this year, for this custom celebration, we are going to have Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta and Super Saiyan 3 Vegito. So these are 2 units that have been in Heroes for quite some time. I think it would be pretty awesome to see these guys, because not only would they be a nice buff for the Super Saiyan 3 team, obviously Gogeta would buff Fusions, Vegeta would buff Potara, they would both be on things like Time Limit, and obviously, you know, they're going to be on Crossover, Heroes, all the typical Time Travelers, all the categories that Heroes units are usually on. So I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail of what I think like the cards would do. I haven't built up like full-on custom builds for them, but I think we could see something along the lines of the typical traits that they give to Gogeta and Vegeta cards. So I imagine that Gogeta would be super effective against all types, and then Vegeta potentially would have normal attack counters, which, I mean, that would be pretty awesome, having a Super Saiyan 3 unit that has normal attack counters. Counter units are not super common in the game anymore. I mean, there's not that many overall in general, but if we have a unit with a strong enough passive, you know, crits can definitely be dealing out a lot of extra damage. So counter units are very fun. So Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta, Super Saiyan 3 Vegito. So these two would be very powerful units, very strong link sets. Obviously, over in a Flash and Fused fighter, I mean, they can fit very well into some of these teams. And there's a lot of options there for what these guys could do. Now, obviously, depends on how powerful they want to make them, because Heroes units like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Broly, they were pretty good when they came out, but I mean, they probably weren't even in like the top 10 TURs when they released. So they're not going to be crazy game-breaking units, but they're still going to be very fun, and they go on a lot of teams that people like enjoy using. So obviously with Global either getting the Gogeta celebration next or after Heroes, we still don't know exactly how that's going to work out. Like the Time Limit team is going to be kind of a hot topic, especially for global players. So having these two guys release as the two main units would definitely be super hype, and like their animations could be pretty awesome, because I haven't actually seen like their specific super attacks from the Heroes games, but given the quality of animation that we have nowadays, even if they were just made custom from the ground up for the Dokkan celebration, like some sort of combo of like, you know, like Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta doing the Stardust Breaker, but in like a new interesting way, and then like Vegeta with some sort of version of the Spirit Sword, or maybe even like the double Spirit Sword. That'd be pretty interesting. I would love to see that. So those would be the two main units, and what I would do is give them a Dokkan Fest event, kind of like the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta had last year, except the event would be, the phases for the event would be, you would fight Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta together, and they would fuse into Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta for the second fight. Then you would fight Super Saiyan 3 Xeno Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Xeno Vegeta in the third phase, and they would fuse into Super Saiyan 3 Vegito, and that would be the fourth fight. So 4 phases, you fight both Vegito and Gogeta in the event, and then the medals that you get from the end, they could have like Vegito and Gogeta's face on, and then you use those medals to awaken both of the two new Super Saiyan 3s, as well as the two next ones that we're going to talk about, because I would love all of the new units to get awakenings. Like if you think about Bardock and Gohan from the last celebration, they're both really good units even without awakenings, but because we have to wait so long for Heroes to come back, and usually those new units, they don't get an awakening for like 2 years, I'd rather we didn't have to wait that long. So all 4 of the new units will awaken, and they will awaken with these medals. So the next one up, which I think will be a very good buff to a lot of teams, is going to be Super Saiyan 3 Majin Vegeta. So I think this is a pretty cool what if card. Like obviously the power of the Majin Seal giving Vegeta that little bit of extra power to take on Goku. I think it'd be pretty awesome if it was literally so much of a boost that pushed him to the limits to get Super Saiyan 3, and then Goku would have had to have revealed Super Saiyan 3 to fight against him. That'd have been a pretty interesting and awesome fight. This card would be very useful because it would be a nice buff to things like Corroded Body and Mind. Also, by him awakening from these medals from the new event that we're going to put out, he would have Fierce Battle, which would make him a really good link partner for the Tech Transforming Vegeta, because Tech Transforming Vegeta, when he transforms into Majin Vegetas are the only Vegeta units alongside Super Saiyan 3 that have Over in a Flash, pretty much. And the Tech Super Saiyan 3 the Tech Majin Vegeta, his best link partner pretty much on the Super Saiyan 2 team is the STR Majin Vegeta or the LR Majin Vegeta after his Easy A, but they both are shattering the limit units, so it means he misses out on Fierce Battle, which can sometimes make his attack stat a little bit less impressive than like the Int Goku, for example. So him having another Fierce Battle Vegeta unit that has Over in a Flash, and obviously because he is Super Saiyan 3 Majin Vegeta, I mean they're going to have a very, very similar link set. The only major difference is obviously Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta will have links like Limit Breaking Form, which is the Super Saiyan 3 specific link. But I think that would be very cool. That would be a very interesting unit, and like I said, it would buff teams like Corroded Body and Mind as well as Super Saiyan 3 and all the other categories. Plus it's just a cool unit to see. I mean, you're never going to see that unit in any other way outside of something like Heroes. And then finally, this one is kind of thrown in just for my own personal enjoyment, and that would be a Super Saiyan 3 Masked Saiyan, because at the moment we have obviously Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. He's the category leader for Super Saiyan 3. We have a free-to-play version of Super Saiyan 3 Bardock as well, and then obviously we have one Masked Saiyan, which is the general pool unit that does have an Easy A. His Easy A did make him very good, but we haven't really gotten anything else based around that. We obviously have two other Masked Saiyans from Heroes, and we will potentially in the future see the Masked Goku Black as well, but I really want to see this. I've talked about in the past when people have asked me in like Q&As on streams, I've mentioned it in random videos, that a dream unit for me would be a Xeno Bardock who transforms into Super Saiyan 3 Masked Saiyan by putting on the broken Timebreaker mask. But here we can have him just as a straight up Super Saiyan 3 unit. So Super Saiyan 3 Masked Saiyan, again, he would technically be on Corroded Body and Mind as well, because all of the Master units are. Technically, he would be on Goku Family, because obviously it is Bardock. And yeah, I just think he would be another very cool unit to add into the mix. Like I said, I'm not going into any detail about what I think the cards would do. With the Masked Saiyan and like Majin Vegeta, they don't really have any specific traits that go across all the cards. So they are pretty much a blank slate for them to do whatever they want. But this is 4 new Super Saiyan 3 units, all with unique names that would headline the banner for the celebration. And so next up, of course, we have to have some sort of extra buffs to the Super Saiyan 3 category, because just including a couple of new units is not going to be the be all and end all of making this category super good. So one thing I really think they should do, which they've not done before, is start introducing Easy A's. And I don't just mean for the Heroes units. I think what would be very cool is if with this Heroes celebration we got our first ever like just normal Dokkan Fest Easy A, but as part of the Heroes celebration. And what better time with a Super Saiyan 3 celebration would there be to Easy A Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, because he is the leader of the team. At least he is the main leader that starts off as a Super Saiyan 3, unlike the Super Saiyan 2 Goku. So Easy A-ing this guy, I mean, he does need it. He's very dated at this point. So Super Saiyan 3 category, 3 key, HP 130, attack and defense 170. We haven't seen one of these type of leader skill units get an Easy A yet, so we don't know what they would boost his leader skill to. The 130 for HP would either go up to 150 or maybe just go up to 170. I mean, we have category leaders at the moment that are 170 across the board, so why not? And then super int types, 3 key and 90%. I mean, we could put that up to like even 120. I don't think many people really care about the sub lead. But yeah, proper Super Saiyan 3 lead. 170 across the board would obviously be the dream, because that would be pretty awesome. Immense damage to the enemy, medium chance to seal super attack. We'd get rid of this medium chance thing. There's no point. There's a lot of events where you can't seal anyway, so we just might as well give him guaranteed seal. And then, I mean, I don't want every single Easy A to be the same, but super attack effects, like giving him raised defense, even if it's for 1 turn. You can either make him an infinite stacker or give him like greatly raised attack and defense for 1 turn. Either way would be fine, because obviously with these older units that are in need of an Easy A now, their main issue is defense. So attack and defense 100% when performing a super. All super class allies attack 40% when HP is 70% or below. I think we should give him start of turn attack and defense. I mean, if we want his Easy A to be really powerful, let's give him attack and defense 100% at the start of the turn, and then attack and defense 100% when performing a super. That would be pretty good. All super class allies attack plus 40% when HP is 70% or below. We could just literally change this to all allies attack and defense 40% when HP is 70% or below. Because because it's not a super difficult milestone to hit 70% or below, and then he becomes a very powerful support unit. Because obviously Super Saiyan 3, without having any buffs or anything, they don't have one of those recent side banner units that gives just a straight up 40% attack and defense. So give it to Bardock as the leader, even though it is under a bit of a restriction with the HP, and then you can always just use this guy as a third slot floating unit to support the team, but his Easy A would make him strong enough to be used on main rotation. So that would definitely be a huge buff, because we're buffing the Super Saiyan 3 team with this celebration, but we need a, you know, a strong leader for the team to still be really good. And of course then we have the 3 heroes Super Saiyan 3s, the Gohan, Trunks and Adult Gotenks, giving all of these guys Easy A's. I mean, this guy desperately needs one. Like, he's unusable now in like the current meta. And then these two are not as much unusable, but they're definitely, like, they've dropped off in power for sure. I mean, they did come out, their awakenings are like 2 years old at this point, so them getting Easy A's, they don't even need to have the craziest Easy A's. Just by buffing their defense, maybe give them a better super attack effect and just increase their base stats. For example, this Trunks, get rid of the chance to guard and just make him guard, and then he's already going to be good. Even just by Easy A stats, buff these numbers up to like 120 and make this guaranteed guard. Give him his super attack effect, make him raise attack and defense so he can do a little bit of extra damage, and then straight away he becomes really, really good. And then the Gohan, I've always liked the design of this Super Saiyan 3 Gohan. He's kind of in a similar boat. If you just buff his base stats and give him an even bigger buff when performing a super attack, he already raises attack anyway. Just add in raise attack and defense, make them both a little bit similar in terms of the super attack effects, and then these guys would be insanely good. Now, obviously, that's a lot of Easy A's. We would have this guy be an Extreme Z battle with the classic 30 stages to fully Easy A him. And then I would do something like the Great Apes Easy A that we got recently on Global, where it is an Extreme Z battle, but you fight all 3 of these guys. So you fight you for 10 turns, you for 10 turns, and then you for 10 turns. And you get all the medals to Easy A all 3 of them by the very end. And then if I really wanted to push the boat out, because obviously if I was designing the celebration, I would want it to make it like balls to the wall, absolutely insane, give everybody as much content as possible. We could also put in the LR Easy A for Super Saiyan 3 Goku, but I do think that's probably pushing it a little bit. But if we could include that into the celebration as well, that would be pretty awesome. I think the main thing for his Easy A is to just completely drop this defense minus 70% when performing an Ultra Super. Make this attack buff even higher, and then for like the 12 key super, we could give him like raises defense and has a medium or even high chance to stun. That gives you a reason to want to go for his 12 key super. Like in the harder content, maybe you want to buff the defense, and in Super Battle Road you want to have a chance to get the stun. And then his 18 key is just a full-on massive powerful attack without having this huge disadvantage to his defense. Obviously they could make it much more interesting than that, but just off the top of my head, that's like the main thing that needs to be changed. But like I said, if we're getting all these other Easy A's, I don't imagine we'd get an LR Easy A at the same time. But if it's up to me designing the celebration, I can do whatever I want, right? So we just Easy A all of them. So that would be my idea for a Super Saiyan 3 themed Heroes celebration. Let me know down below in the comments, what would you base a Heroes celebration around? What new units would you like to see? What existing units would you like to see get Easy A's or Awakenings if they don't have them? Let me know all of that information down below, and let me know what you guys thought. Would this be a celebration? Would you be excited to summon on these banners? Would you be excited for the Easy A's? Let me know your thoughts down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.